Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. End of the year 2024 is just a few days left, and then we will be entering 2025. Lots of people are talking about end of the year reflections, what has worked for them, what are they grateful for. I was doing this and I was like, I'm going to share the set of questions that I answered for myself while I was reflecting on the journey of my growth, my healing, my expansion in 2024. If you're new here, my name is Mariam Arafat. I'm a marriage and intimacy coach, empowering women to reignite the passion in their marriage with the framework I use in my coaching to build emotional intimacy. 2024, a beautiful year. Subhanallah, went by so fast. Lots of learning lessons, lots of healing for me personally. And it's good to reflect on how the year is. Usually, I assess how my year has gone during Ramadan or before Ramadan, because Ramadan to Ramadan, it's a good assessment. You are in that spiritual mode, you want to connect with your du'as. But even doing it end of the year, because we follow this calendar, doing this reflective work helps you to know what you have gained, what are the changes within you in the particular year that you are in. 2024, a truly amazing year for me. Lots of overcoming my fears, my pains, healing journey as well, because my health took a bit of a toll. Alhamdulillah, it's all part of healing journey, right? I'm going to share 6 questions that I asked myself yesterday. And I really sat with these because I was like, I want to learn the lessons I've learned and then step into the new year with a different mindset, with the mindset of gratitude, not from a place of, oh, this year has taught me all these things and you know what, I'm feeling low about myself or I could have done better. Yes, those things are there because this is what assessment is. But as I move forward, I am going to be moving forward with gratitude. Alhamdulillah for all the lessons Allah has blessed me with. Now I take the lessons and walk into the next year with abundance, with knowing that Allah is teaching me how to turn my pain into my growth, how to take my pain and not be stuck in that. Because this is what happens with a lot of us. And trust me, I was stuck in this cycle for a very long time. But when pain happens, when you go through something, you're stuck there. You're stuck there and you become the victim. You don't know how to move forward. This year, I have really learned how to move forward and turn my pain into growth, turn my pain into learning lessons, into expansion, into gratitude, and taking each thing and saying, Ya Allah, thank you for this. This has really made me grow. So, are you ready? I would highly recommend you take out a journal. As you know, all my work is very reflective, and I want you to sit with a pen, paper, journal, whatever you have, take a nice cup of tea, and listen to these questions and do them because they will really open up a lot for you. So, the first question is, what has been the biggest learning lesson of 2024? I want you to go through all the months: January, February, March, April, May. Go through events that have come in the year and then pick up one lesson that you feel that has been truly transformative for you. It can be that Allah didn't answer your dua to only give you something better. It can be that you wanted to do something and couldn't do it, but later on you found out that this is khair. Learning lesson doesn't have to be painful. It can be something beautiful as well. So I want you to really reflect on that and write it in detail, what you felt, what was happening in your surroundings, because I want you to use all your 5 senses. That's how deep inner work is done. What were you feeling? What were your thoughts? How did you feel after the lesson? What did you feel after grabbing the lessons that were there in what incident had happened? Were you grateful? Did you get up at the tahajjud? Did you cry? I want you to write all these things because this is where you get clear. This is where you start to learn something about you. That's why I love the reflective questions because, they're just not answering the question in the journal. You are opening up so much about yourself which you didn't know that you could get to know about yourself just by reflective questions. Question 2. What's one fear that you overcame this year? I will share mine, what I overcame this year. What's the one fear you overcame this year? Just one. And you're actually very proud of yourself for overcoming that. For me, I overcame the fear of speaking. Yes, I'm making this video. I had a lot of fear speaking, that my English is not good, my grammar is not good, I do a lot of hand gestures, I do a lot of all these things. But I overcame that by practice, by facing my fears. And alhamdulillah, this past year, I did my first in-person event in Birmingham. And inshallah, more are to come. Because the only way you face your fears is through meeting them head on and showing up. So I want you to write down what's the one fear you overcame. And then be proud of yourself that alhamdulillah, I overcame this. This is the step for you to build confidence. Confidence is a muscle that you build by facing your fears, by showing up for yourself, by coming out of your comfort zone. So I really came out of my comfort zone when I did that in-person event. Question 3. What has my marriage grown into? How has my marriage grown? Deep question. Very deep question. Answer it with open heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And be honest. Be honest with yourself. It doesn't have to be something big. It can be something very small. Some subtle, small change that you saw in your marriage. That came from you or from your husband. Write it down. And celebrate it. And tell yourself, you know what, I'm super proud that this has happened. It can be that you went on a date night. It can be that you went for a movie. It can be that you had a good conversation. He listened to you and you were able to communicate with ease. One small thing. If there are more, please write it down. If they are big, please write them down. This is your space where you are going to honor your marriage and understand what have you achieved. Because see what happens, 12 months, 365 days, you forget. As insan, as a human, you forget. You forget what has happened yesterday or day before yesterday or 3 months back or 4 months back. With this, you are trying to remember and recall the good that you have already seen, but you have forgotten. So it's now time that you document it and write it down, inshallah. 4th question. What did I let go? This is a deep one. What did I let go? Sit with it. Answer it. I'll tell you what did I let go. I let go of control. There was the certain area in my life where I was taking control, where I wanted things my way. And this was coming out of my own fears and my own insecurities. I was like, no, if this happens, then it can be this way. But this year has taught me that I have to let go and I have to surrender and say, Ya Allah, I trust you. You are the best of planners. I'm doing my best, but everything is in your control. That is what I had to let go. what did you do to let go? Or if you haven't done, there are still a few days. You can write that, okay, this is the area that I need to let go of control because I'm holding on to it. I'm putting pressure on it. Remember, when you put pressure on it, when you chase it, it's not attractive. For you to become a magnetic woman, inshallah, you need to let go. So sit with this question. This is a deep one. The next question. I love this one. 10 things you are grateful for. Open your heart. Open your mind. Write down 10, 20, 30, whatever comes to you with ease. Minimum is 10. 10 things you are grateful for. What this will do is this will help you to focus on what you already have rather than what you don't have. Because most of the time you can say, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. This could have been better. This could have been there. We all want that. But sometimes it doesn't happen because Allah didn't want it that way. But Allah has already given you so much more, but you and I fail to recognize it because we are insan, right? We want instant gratification. So I want you to focus on 10 beautiful things you are grateful for. I did this and I cried. I was like, Ya Allah, you've already blessed me with so much and I fail to recognize. So open your heart, open your mind, write down anything you are grateful for in your marriage, with your family, with your kids, with your home, with the bed that you're sitting on. Be grateful for it. And read this list again and again. Read it again so that you know that you are already blessed and abundant in so many ways. It will help you to focus on the blessings of Allah. And it will be, you will feel your body, your energy will be so different because when you focus on the lack, you're like, I don't have this, I don't have that. But when you focus on the good, the energy shifts. The last point. What's the one word you want to move forward with when you're going into 2025? What's the one word? I like to give words to my years. And sometimes the words are more, they're not one, they're more. Like last year, I gave, I think, 4 or 5 words because then it helps me to focus on those words. Last year, my words were expansion, abundance, growth, love, health. And Allah gave me those, subhanAllah, in His beautiful way. So I want you to focus on what's the one word, or let's say 2 words that you want to focus on moving forward. It can be growth. So what does growth mean to you? Growth means maybe in your self-development. Growth means maybe in your marriage. Growth is in your career, in your finances. What does growth mean? And I want you to focus on that word throughout the year and reflect how you are doing, how you are taking aligned action to be going with that word growth. If it's abundance or if it's romance, what steps are you taking to achieve that? Because we just don't visualize and write the words or the emotions. No, I want you to take action. I want you to think about what are you going to steps going to be. What's the first step? If it's romance, okay, what are you doing about it? What ways you want to expand in your marriage? What ways you want to bring in more romance in your marriage? What are some of the habits that you're doing? What did you do today? What are you going to do tomorrow? You know, it goes deeper. It always goes one step deeper. So I want you to think and write down 1 to 5 words that you want to go ahead with for the next year, so that you focus, so that you are clear in what you want. You're not going into the year without any planning, without becoming any having any clarity. Because see, this is what happens when you go into the year without knowing anything. You plan, you make your vision board, you do everything, but you get demotivated when it comes to the 15th of January. Why? Because you don't have that passion, you don't have that drive, you don't have that motivation. You have to build the motivation, you have to have that momentum, you have to have that mindset of growth, that you know what, even if things are not looking okay, they're not going my way, I still have work to do on myself because I believe in myself. I am going to use this year to show up for myself, not like other years. It's a commitment, it's an honor that you do to the words that you're saying to yourself. It's a promise that you keep and you commit to it. This is what these reflective questions will help you to understand, that this is what I did in this year. And for the next year, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be doing amazing work, showing up more confidently in my marriage, showing up with open mind and letting go of what's not serving me and what's not helping me in my marriage. If you want to work with me one-on-one, contact me on Instagram, because this is where I help you dive in deeper, uncover yourself, get to know yourself, connect with yourself, trust yourself, so that you can build amazing emotional intimacy in your marriage. I do offer group coaching as well. Contact me on Instagram and I will answer any of your queries. I pray that this year has been beneficial and the coming year is an amazing year for you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.